Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out Kiborg on the Steam Deck OLED. It's a fast-paced action roguelite with a dystopian twist, and it just hit full release. We'll see how it runs on the deck, testing multiple settings and modes, and I'll give you the best settings for stability. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Now, Kiborg throws you into a brutal cyberpunk prison reality show where you fight through waves of enemies to shorten your sentence. It's a fast-paced mix of gunplay, melee combat, and cybernetic upgrades. Each run is different thanks to procedural generation and various power-ups, which means the experience changes every time, but basically you just beat up a bunch of dudes, you collect upgrades along the way, and you try to make it as far as you can. There's also bosses that you have to defeat, and you can unlock new talents, new gear, new weapons, new upgrades, and it's just a really cool mix of beat 'em up and roguelite. Now, in terms of performance on the Steam Deck OLED, I tested it across a few settings, and here's what I found. If you have the FPS uncapped on the lowest settings with 100% resolution scale and using TSR as an upscaling method, the FPS will fluctuate between 60 and 90, but it's not stable at all, and battery life is about 2 hours and 45 minutes. You can mostly play at 70 FPS here, but it really depends on the level. Some of the levels that you end up on will be bigger than others, and the FPS there might be 60 to 70, where some levels are really narrow, really small, and you can get up to 90 FPS. But since it's not stable, I don't recommend playing like that. Now, capping it to 60 FPS, again, lowest settings, TSR, 100%. This will hold a solid 60 FPS with some minor dips, and you get around 3 hours of battery life. If you are after more stability, I do recommend just capping it to 60 FPS for the smoothest experience. I did also check the game out on the LCD, and capped to 60 FPS, battery life will be about 2 hours on the LCD. If you put that to 30 FPS, you can get about 2.5 hours. This is still totally playable on the LCD, and it looks just as good, but the OLED screen will always look a little bit better. Now, the game does have full controller support, and it works perfectly right out of the box. Navigating menu and in-game controls are very smooth and intuitive. I did not have any issue with the controls. Now, you're able to watch the game in either DirectX 12, DirectX 11 or Vulkan, and presumably Vulkan should be the most stable one because it's native for Linux. However, I found out that actually DirectX 11 performs the best for me. I tested it for a couple of hours, and while my tests and results aren't conclusive because of the difference in levels, I can say that DirectX 11 is probably the best option right now. That being said, there isn't that much of a difference between the three, so maybe you can experiment and maybe Vulkan can work better for you. But overall, across the three different versions, you should have pretty much the same experience. Now, in terms of actually customizing the settings and trying to bring it above lowest settings, I did struggle to get to totally medium, so I have some on medium, some on high, and some on low, and here are actually the settings that I ended up with the best balance for near locked 60 FPS experience with just a few dips depending on the level you're on. So I've set the resolution scale to 75%, shadows quality is on low, anti-aliasing quality is on high, and anti-aliasing method I've chosen is TSR. Now, texture quality I've set to high, effects quality low, reflections quality low, and post-processing quality are all low. Soft shadows off, motion blur off, and VSync is off. And this will run at around 2 hours and 45 up to 3 hours of battery life on the OLED. And while you may see a dip here and there depending on the procedurally generated levels, this is totally playable, and it is the settings that I recommend and the ones I'm currently playing with. Now, quick tip, if you are actually after maximum battery life, you can set everything to the lowest settings, cap the FPS to 30, and that'll stretch your playing time to about 4 hours on the OLED, even a little bit more. Again, depending on the level. Now, real quick, I gotta pause here. If you are into Steam Deck performance breakdowns and setting guides, check out my Steam group and curator page. They're called SteamFlow. We've got a growing community of deck players swapping tips, talking all about how the games run on the Steam Deck, and I post all my tested settings there and my reviews, so I'm very thankful if you check it out and join. So, should you play Kiborg on the Steam Deck? If you're into roguelites and enjoy a solid action experience and a beat 'em up, this one is absolutely worth it. It's a fantastic pick, and I had a ton of fun playing it. It runs well with full controller support and it feels great at 60 FPS. The game is a blast to play and the settings I've recommended should give you a smooth, stable experience. Now let me know your thoughts in the comments. If this video helped you, drop a like and subscribe for more Steam Deck content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.